God says, listen gently and do not rush your heart. This moment did not arrive by accident, and neither did you arrive here without meaning. There are times when life becomes loud, when thoughts overlap each other, when responsibilities pull you in every direction, and in that noise, the soft voice of guidance is often missed. This is not a moment of fear, and it is not a moment of pressure. This is a moment of awareness. A moment where something subtle, yet important, is trying to reach you. You may not realize it yet, but there has been a quiet pattern unfolding around you. Small pauses, repeated thoughts, moments where you feel like something is about to change but you cannot explain why. These are not coincidences. They are gentle signals, placed along your path to slow you down just enough so you can notice what truly matters. God does not shout. He does not force. He waits patiently for you to become still enough to listen. There have been moments when you felt called to reflect, but you chose to stay busy instead. Moments when your heart felt slightly heavy, yet you pushed forward without asking why. God understands this. There is no anger here, only care. When the message says, you keep ignoring, it is not a judgment. It is an invitation to return your attention inward, to reconnect with the part of yourself that knows how to listen beyond logic and noise. Right now, something is aligning quietly behind the scenes. Not in a dramatic way, not in a way that demands urgency, but in a way that requires presence. You are being asked to pause, not because time is running out, but because clarity is arriving. 14 minutes is not about a clock. It is about a window of awareness. A small space where your attention can shift from distraction to understanding. You may have been praying in your own way, even without words. A silent wish for relief, for direction, for reassurance that you are not walking alone. God hears prayers spoken out loud and prayers felt deep inside. Some prayers are answered immediately. Others unfold gently, step by step, so your heart can grow strong enough to receive them. The surprise mentioned is not something external rushing toward you. It is an inner realization, a moment where confusion softens and understanding begins to settle. Sometimes the greatest shift is not a sudden event, but a calm certainty that you are being guided, even when the path ahead is not fully visible. You are not behind. You have not failed. You have not disappointed beyond repair. God does not measure your worth by how quickly you respond, but by your willingness to return when you are ready. This message exists because you are ready now, even if you feel unsure. Read that again slowly. You are ready now. Take a breath. Let your shoulders relax. Let your thoughts slow down. This is not about fixing everything at once. It is about allowing one clear moment of connection. When you stop resisting stillness, answers begin to rise naturally. Guidance feels lighter. Decisions feel less heavy. Trust starts to rebuild itself quietly. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to impress anyone. You only need to listen with honesty. God speaks through calm realizations, through gentle clarity, through the feeling of peace that follows understanding. That peace is already moving toward you. This is the beginning of awareness, not the conclusion. What comes next will make more sense once your heart is fully open and your mind is no longer rushing ahead. Stay present. Stay gentle with yourself. The message is unfolding, and there is more meant for you to understand as this message continues. Allow yourself to remain present, because what is unfolding now is not rushed and not forced. God works in layers, not in sudden noise. When your heart begins to soften, deeper understanding becomes possible. This is why you were brought here slowly, not abruptly. Your soul needed preparation before receiving what comes next. There is a reason you often feel different from others, even when you cannot explain it. You notice things others ignore. You feel emotions deeply, sometimes too deeply, and you carry questions that have no simple answers. This sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a sign of awareness. God often chooses those who feel deeply, because they can recognize truth without needing it to be loud. You may have experienced moments where life asked more from you than you felt ready to give. Moments when you held yourself together silently while the world expected you to move on quickly. God saw those moments. Nothing was wasted. Even your confusion, even your waiting, even your unanswered questions served a purpose. They slowed you down enough to shape your inner strength. Sometimes you wondered why progress felt delayed, why doors did not open as easily as you hoped. Understand this clearly: delay is not denial. It is alignment. God does not remove obstacles only to make life easy. He removes them when your heart is ready to walk forward without losing itself. You are closer to that readiness than you think. There has been a quiet inner conflict within you. One part of you wants certainty, structure, and clear direction. Another part of you longs for peace, meaning, and trust beyond logic. This message exists to bring those two parts together. You do not need to choose between faith and understanding. They are meant to walk side by side. Notice how often you return to the same thoughts late at night. Thoughts about purpose, about whether you are doing enough, about whether you are seen and understood. These thoughts are not signs of weakness. They are signs of a soul that is awake. God does not ignore awakened souls. He guides them carefully, because they carry responsibility, even when they do not yet realize it. The surprise that is approaching is not chaos, and it is not disruption. It is clarity. A moment where something you struggled to understand suddenly feels lighter. Where the pressure inside your chest loosens. Where the question, why, begins to transform into, now I see. This does not happen all at once. It happens gently, like light entering a room at sunrise. You are being invited to trust the process without demanding immediate proof. Trust does not mean blind belief. It means choosing calm over panic, reflection over reaction. God is not asking you to leap forward blindly. He is asking you to stand still long enough to recognize that you are already supported. Think about how many times you tried to control outcomes because uncertainty made you uncomfortable. That need for control came from fear of loss, not from lack of faith. God understands this. He is not disappointed in you for trying to protect yourself. This message is simply asking you to release the weight. You were never meant to carry alone. You are not required to have all the answers today. You are only asked to stay open. Openness allows guidance to arrive naturally. When you close yourself with doubt or urgency, clarity struggles to reach you. When you remain open, even quietly, solutions move toward you without resistance. This is why the message speaks of time, not as pressure, but as awareness. Moments pass quickly when the mind is distracted, but they expand when the heart is attentive. Right now, time is expanding for you. This space exists so you can reconnect with what truly matters, beyond expectations, beyond comparison, beyond fear. You may soon notice small shifts. Your reactions may soften. Your thoughts may slow. Decisions that once felt heavy may begin to feel lighter. These are signs of alignment, not coincidence. God's guidance rarely arrives with noise. It arrives with calm certainty. Stay with this feeling. Do not rush ahead mentally. What you are receiving now is preparation for what follows. This message is not ending, it is deepening. And as it deepens, so will your understanding of why you were meant to hear it. As this message moves deeper, it is important to understand that what God is doing in your life right now is not dramatic on the outside, but profound on the inside. Many people expect transformation to look loud, sudden, and visible to everyone, but real change begins quietly. It begins in the place where your thoughts slow down and your heart becomes honest with itself. That is where you are standing now. There have been seasons where you felt invisible, even while doing your best. Times when your efforts went unnoticed, your intentions misunderstood, and your silence mistaken for weakness. God never confused your silence for emptiness. He saw strength growing where others saw stillness. Some roots must grow deep before anything can rise above the surface. You may not say it out loud, but there is a part of you that wonders whether your patience has meaning. Whether waiting without clarity is actually progress or just survival. This message is here to remind you that endurance itself shapes wisdom. God does not rush souls that are learning how to carry more without losing compassion. Notice how your priorities have shifted over time. Things that once mattered deeply no longer hold the same power over you. You seek peace more than approval. Understanding more than attention. Stability more than excitement. These changes did not happen by accident. They are signs that your inner foundation is being rebuilt quietly, carefully, and intentionally. There is also a tenderness within you that you try to protect. You have learned to guard it because the world can be careless with gentle hearts. God is aware of this protection. He is not asking you to lower your boundaries recklessly. He is teaching you discernment. The difference between closing your heart out of fear and opening it with wisdom. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be to receive what comes next without fear consuming it. Timing is not about speed, it is about readiness. And readiness is something only the heart can measure, not the calendar. Sometimes you replay old conversations in your mind, wondering if you should have spoken differently or chosen another path. Reflection is not regret. It is growth. God allows reflection so lessons can settle gently, without shame. You are not being judged for what you did not know before. You are being guided forward with what you know now. The surprise that approaches is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to affirm you. It will not pull you away from yourself, it will bring you closer to who you truly are. That is why this message emphasizes awareness and calm, not urgency and fear. Fear clouds judgment. Calm creates clarity. Pay attention to how your intuition has been speaking more clearly lately. Small inner nudges. Subtle hesitations. Quiet confidence in moments where you once doubted yourself. These are not random feelings. They are signals that alignment is already taking place within you, even before anything visibly changes around you. God often prepares the inner world long before the outer world responds. That way, when circumstances shift, they do not destabilize you. You are being strengthened not to impress others, but to remain steady when blessings arrive. Stability is a form of gratitude many people forget. There is nothing you need to prove to deserve what is coming. Worthiness is not earned through exhaustion. It is recognized through humility and trust. You have carried enough. You have questioned enough. Now you are learning to receive without suspicion. Stay present with this message. Let it settle instead of rushing ahead. What follows next will build upon this calm foundation. The clarity you are beginning to feel is not temporary. It is the beginning of a more grounded way of moving through life. This message continues because your journey continues. Nothing here is final yet. It is unfolding, step by step, layer by layer, with care. As this message reaches its final depth, allow yourself to pause completely, not with urgency, but with presence. Everything shared so far has been gently preparing your heart for this moment of understanding. Nothing here is meant to rush you or pressure you. It is meant to settle you. When the mind quiets, truth becomes easier to recognize, and clarity no longer feels heavy. There are seasons in life where growth happens silently, without applause, without validation, and without certainty. You have been living in such a season. While others may have seen stillness, God saw refinement. While you questioned your direction, He was shaping your discernment. This was not a delay. It was a strengthening. You may now realize that many of the struggles you faced were not meant to break you, but to filter what could not stay with you into the next chapter. Certain attachments, expectations, and even versions of yourself had to fall away. Not because they were wrong, but because they could not carry what you are about to receive with balance and peace. The calm you feel right now is not accidental. It is a sign that your spirit is aligning with trust rather than control. Trust does not mean knowing every detail. It means feeling safe even without answers. God does not reveal everything at once because growth is not a flood, it is a steady flow. That nourishes rather than overwhelms. What unfolds next in your life will feel different from past changes. It will not demand constant explanation. It will not pull you into chaos. Instead, it will feel natural, as if it was always meant to arrive when you finally stopped forcing outcomes and started honoring your inner rhythm. This is the kind of change that stays. There is also something important you must understand about yourself. You are more intuitive than you give yourself credit for. You sense shifts before they happen. You feel when something no longer fits. This sensitivity is not weakness. It is wisdom that has been sharpened through experience. God uses attentive hearts to guide meaningful paths. If you look back honestly, you will see how many times you were protected from choices that felt right in the moment but would have cost you peace later. Redirection is often disguised as disappointment. But now, with clarity, you can see how those moments preserved your integrity and your future. The surprise mentioned earlier is not about external validation alone. It is about inner confirmation. A knowing that you are finally moving in alignment rather than resistance. When that alignment settles in, life begins to cooperate instead of challenge. Doors open without force. Conversations flow without tension. Decisions feel grounded rather than rushed. This message is ending, but the awareness it brings is meant to continue. Carry it with you into your daily moments. Let it guide how you respond, how you listen, and how you choose peace. Announce your growth. Let consistency speak for you. Remember this, you were never overlooked. You were being prepared quietly. And preparation always feels invisible until the moment it reveals its purpose. That moment is closer than you think, not because time is running out, but because you are finally ready to recognize it. Stay steady. Stay aware. Stay gentle with yourself. What unfolds from here will feel earned, not because you struggled enough, but because you learned enough. If this message brought you calm, clarity, or a sense of inner confirmation, support this journey by liking the video so it can reach others who need the same peace. Subscribe to stay connected with messages that guide without fear and inspire without pressure. And comment one word that describes how you feel right now. Your reflection may be exactly what someone else needs to read today.